Okay, so welcome to this morning's Pilates class. I am just going to catch up, rolling out my feet. So while we're here and rolling out, notice your posture. Notice how we're physically feeling this morning. Notice how we're mentally feeling. I'm going to do a nice gentle, trying to release off aches and pains in the tissues. When we are tight and compressed, so coming into bright and sunny today, but it's cold this morning, so as it starts to get cold, we tend to tense up, and that tension restricts all the flow of all the fluids in our body, which makes everything feel sticky. And if you think about an elastic band, if you've had an elastic band that's lost all its moisture, it starts to get hard and crunchy and then brittle, and then eventually it snaps, and we don't want to snap, but that's what happens inside the body when the tissues all get compressed. We're going to try and open things up. If you're using the resistance band today, I want you to keep the band light, not have it really tight so that you're fighting with it. Keep it really light so that we're encouraging this stretch and space in the tissue rather than compression. And if you don't want to use the bands, you don't have to. When you have rolled out your feet, come to the hands. So as we move to the hands, let the weight be as even as we can between each foot. Drop the shoulders back and down, draw the chin in, draw the ribs in. We're thinking about the alignment, and in that alignment, we're looking for spaciousness between the bones, between the joints, so that they're all floating inside the body and amongst all the connective tissue. And have a notice of your breath. How are you breathing this morning? Is the breath short and shallow into the upper chest? If it is, can we slow it down? Can we send it down into the deeper lobes of the lungs? Sending the breath into the back of the body so that the ribs move out to the sides. Starting to pass the ball from one hand to the other. Just squeezing in a little bit of pressure, release, pressure, release. Encouraging some flow. And then let's take the ball into one hand, anchor the elbow hand onto the forearm, and a gentle stretch of the forearm skin, and a circle at the wrist. So take a nice deep breath in and out as you do that, and in the other direction. And then stretch the forearm skin the other way. And as you're circling around, just noticing how much movement is available in the wrist. Does it feel sticky? Is it moving smoothly? And then as we go to the other side, same thing, anchor the elbow hand onto the forearm, stretch and rotate at the wrist, and then stretch the other way and rotate at the wrist. And then pop the ball down. Let's get into our lymph flush. So going through those big 6 points, so starting at the left collarbone, coming into the divot above the collarbone, noticing any tension, any puffiness, any discomfort. And then trying to press in and under the collarbone. And again, noticing that. And hand over both points and stretching the skin in a downwards direction. And tapping on, so making sure that we're still getting those nice full breaths in. Create space into the tissues, over to the other side. Same thing, noticing in above the collarbone and that divot, is the tension there. And under. Stretching down. And tapping on. And we're going to come to the neck. It's where the jaw meets the skull, pressing in here. So Sheila, for you, as you're pressing in here, this might make you clear your throat more, might make you sneeze a little bit more. If you're clearing anything from the head, it's really important that we press in. Excuse me, I'm definitely clearing something. And we're pressing in. And then pulling the skin in a downwards direction. And if you feel really congested here and you want to spend longer here, spend more time. We just go through these relatively quickly to open up. It's like going around the toilet, going around and flushing the toilets in your body, but you can spend 30 seconds, a minute at each point, depending on what your body needs. Then come to the shoulder, so into that crease at the front of the shoulder, moving the tissue around there, coming up over the head of the shoulder, into the armpit, into the side of the chest. So Christiane, for you, this would be important to notice here if this feels tight and congested and you've got that stiffness feeling in the arms. And if you're somebody who sleeps curled in, this is how I sleep. Well, curled in, I wake up in the morning and my hands have gone to sleep. Then you need to spend more time opening that back up throughout the day. We're tapping on, and then same thing on the other side. And then tapping on. Then we're coming to the stomach. So as always, if you've just eaten breakfast, don't go too deep. But we want to come in to this upside down V. So noticing if you can get your fingers round and under the ribs. Just spending a wee bit longer with this today, just to really notice when our bodies are feeling stiff and tight, where that stiffness is coming from. And then as you're working down into the abdomen, coming in around the belly button, noticing if there's tenderness in around the belly button. If there is, and if there's puffiness in your stomach, then there's going to be congestion in this area, so it will need more time, more work. And get right down into that pelvic bowl. Check in with your breath again. And then tap on the here. Just livening everything up. Then hip bones to pubic bone into that crease at the top of the legs. So Jeanette, for you, thinking about your legs being a bit sore today, so and making sure that the flow coming up out the legs is available, and also the flow for the blood to get down into the legs. The blood takes the nutrients in, the lymph takes the toxins, release products away. When you're doing that crease down the legs, also maybe feel around the pubic bone. Sometimes it can get a bit congested around the pubic bone as well, so just notice that area. Then we're going to go to the back of the knees. So again, Jeanette, for you, really noticing how this feels. As we sit back, ribs stay tucked in, keeping the spine long. Sit the hips back, little hinge forward. And are your knees puffing out or are they puffing in? Check in with the breath again. And then from there, gently rolling yourself up. Come into one shoulder. And then we're snapping on. In the areas that you feel tight and sticky, when you're tapping, I'm just going to come a bit closer, maybe tap and sweep up towards the heart, so you're getting the tapping and the sweeping to help that flow just a tiny bit more. And into the side of the chest, down the waist, to the hip, and then the same on the other side. Always sweeping towards the heart as we're doing that tap. Down the front of the body. So feel like you might want to spend more time if you've got congestion in the chest area, you might want to spend a bit more time there, helping get those fluids moving. Then we're going down the legs, just like when we went to the back of the knees. Get the hips back, keep the spine long. Then as you get to the knees, you might want to do some circular movements around the knees. And then circle up. We're along the inside edge of the feet, up in our legs. Right up into that groin. And then down the outside of the legs. Up the back of the legs. And then wherever you can reach at the back of the body. And then let's bring the fingertips to the sides of the neck, coming up the throat. So lifting the chin so you can come in under the chin, but tap on the windpipe. Not so comfortable. Along the jawline. And just making your way up your face. And if sinuses are a bit congested or feeling a bit dry, spend them longer at the sides of the nose, across the cheeks, out to the ears. Up round the eyebrow line, sinuses come up round there as well. And temples across the brow. Up over the skull. Into the back of the neck and into the shoulders. And then letting the arms come down to the sides, noticing how you feel after having done that. Doing a couple of shoulder rolls, seeing how the shoulders feel. Let the shoulders settle. Let's come into our fascial twist. Roll right leg over the left. And find the position where you can anchor your tripod points. If pulling on the hip, pulling on the lower back, not comfortable for the knee, then you can keep on the ball of your foot and let this front leg be more bent if it needs to be. Before we cross the arms, can we make sure that we're engaging the backside, tucking the ribs in. Take the right hand to the left armpit, the left hand to the right shoulder. If you can, if you're on bare skin, stretch and pull the skin forward and down. But if you're on clothes, then just get up as best you can. Just take a couple of breaths here, just allowing the body to settle before we start to twist. And then on an exhale, start to twist the body to the right, head to the left. So we're starting to wring ourselves out. Look as far round to the left, take your tongue into your left cheek, pressing in. And breathing in and out through the nose. At the end of the next exhale, bring your head and body back to the centre. Then start to take the body to the left, turn the head to the right, look as far round to the right, come into the right cheek, breathing in and out through the nose. Then at the end of the next exhale, bring the head and the body back to the centre. Slowly uncross the arms, slowly uncross the legs. Take a moment in the centre, just allowing the body to ease after stretching that way. Then we'll stretch the other way. We take the left leg over and just take your time finding the place that you want to plant your foot. Might be a different position, maybe a different distance. Feet might be pointed in a different way, depending on what's going on in the twist on this side. Then left hand to the right armpit, right hand to the left shoulder. If you can, anchor the skin and give it a nice stretch. Just a couple of breaths in the centre before we twist. We're just taking our time going into this a wee bit slower than we usually do, just to really allow the tissues of the body time to adapt. Start to turn the body to the right, turn the head to the left. This time we're going to look as far round to the left and then breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. The end of the next exhale, come back to centre. And then start to turn body to the left, head to the right. In through the nose, out through the mouth, looking as far round to the right as you can. The end of the next exhale, slowly bringing that back to the centre. Slowly uncurling the arms, slowly uncurling the legs. Just let the body settle into the centre here. We're going to link the fingers and bring them into the back of the neck. And if you push your elbows out wide without thrusting the chest forwards, keep the ribs tucked in. We're going to lift one elbow up towards the ceiling so that you're getting space between the ribs and the hips. And then start to turn that forward as you lift the other elbow up and come up and over. So this is kind of similar when we're standing with a wide leg and we're passing the ball between our legs and up and over, but we're just isolating into the space between the shoulder blades, really focusing on getting this upper part of the spine open. So keep trying to push the elbows back so that they don't come forward. And check you're not holding your breath when you do this. And then can we reverse it? So almost like you're trying to lift the back of the skull as we're lifting the elbows, getting this movement into the shoulders, into the armpits, into the upper back, into the chest. Now, depending on how tight you are or where you're holding the tension as you're lifting that elbow up, you might feel it in at the armpit, you might feel it in at the waist of the ribs, you might feel it at the hip or down through the side of the leg. And when I bring my right arm up, I'm feeling it right down into my ankles. That whole side is tight. Now, how is your breath doing here? And let this settle. We're going to keep the hands in at the back of the neck. And then can we lift One elbow up towards the ceiling, and then bring it back, and then over to the other side. Lift that elbow up. Check your breath that you're not holding it. You might want to inhale as you're coming up and exhaling as you're coming back. You might want to exhale as you're going over, and inhale as you come back up. So just do with the breath that feels right. We'll do that one more time to each side. And then when you come back, release the fingers, bring the arms down, roll the shoulders. So let's pull the shoulders up to the ears, pull the shoulders right down. So you're trying to create length in the neck. Sliding them up, pulling them down. So as the arms coming up and down, can we get that shoulder blade to join in? Sliding up, sliding down. So notice how sticky it is. If it feels sticky, it might get better movement if you turn the palms face out and slide up and down from here. As we turn the palms out, that's going to help open the front of that shoulder joint as we're sliding up and sliding down. So for those of us that are sleeping with our arms tucked under, this really useful to do. So sliding the shoulder blades up and down, and then let them settle down, and then let's roll the upper arm forward to separate the shoulder blades and roll them back towards each other. So keep the ribs tucked in, keep the chin tucked in, rolling forward, rolling back. Again, we're looking for that shoulder blade slide forward and back in. So stretching it out, sliding it back. And then we're going to let it settle back and down. Give the shoulders a shake off. Right, let's come down into our feet and take the weight into the heels, forward into the balls of the feet, shifting back and forward a few times. And then let's go from left to right, right to left. And just finding those connection points in the soles of your feet. Can we start to get this sensation of the arches lifting up? And then let the weight settle into the centre. Bring your hands onto your hips. Now we want to keep the hips exactly where they are. And then you're going to come onto the ball of the foot and let the knee move forward. And then bring the heel back down. And then the other side, let the knee move forward and come back and down. So we're not bouncing up and down here, keeping the upper body nice and steady. So this movement's happening through the sole of the foot, through the knee, through the hip. And Jeanette, if you get any twinging, any discomfort there, then just make the movement a little bit smaller. Notice how this feels in your feet. So both, Christiane and Julie, you've got some foot stuff going on there. Don't overstretch if your foot's not happy. Just go to where you can. Notice your breath. If you're moving into and you think you're holding your breath in, can you do the exhaling breath as you're moving the knee forward? We'll do that one more time to each side. And then bringing the feet back. We're going to then do our calf raises. Keep the knees soft, don't let the knees be locked out. Backside engaged, tummy muscles drawn in. We're going to lift up through the crown of the head onto the balls of the feet. And then slowly back down. So if it helps, keeping your hands on your hips, you can keep your hands on your hips. If you prefer to have your hands down, let your hands be down. Do what feels right for you. Now on the next one, can you bring your arms up just to shoulder height? And then bring them back down. Now the next time we're coming down, we're going to come up with the arms. Then the next time we're coming down, as the heels land, can you start to sit the hips back just a tiny bit, keeping the spine long, and then bring the arms back down fully as you stand back up. So come up, keep the arms up as we bring the heels down, start to sit the hips back, and then bring it back up. So if you find that your knees are coming forward, that's where you might feel pain. So just a tiny sit back with the hips and then come back up. If you're not sure if that's happening, if you do this, if you had the chair in front of you, the sofa, like if you've got the edge of the sofa or a chair, then as you're coming down, you're not banging in, your knees are not coming forward into it. Obviously, you can't bring your arms up at the wall. We're going to do that one more time. Arms up, down, little sit back, and up. Then we're going to add something else on, if you can. We're going to come up, we're going to take a twist at the top, just to one side. Then come back, keep the arms up as the heels come down, tiny sit back. As you stand up, bring the arms down. And we're going to do that to the other side. So coming up, twist to the other side. Bring it back. Heels come down. Tiny sit back in the hips. As you stand up, bring the arms back down. Coming up. Twist to the other side. Keep your gaze on the floor if you find that you're wobbling. Come back to centre. Keep the arms where they are as you bring the heels down. Tiny sit back. Standing up, bring the arms down. It's one more like this. You come up. You turn. Or to centre. Arms stay where they are as the heels come down and the hips go back. You come up, arms come down. Now, if you're still okay to come up in those heel raises, we're going to keep including that, but if your feet are saying no thanks, then just keep your heels down. So this time we're going to come up with the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the ribs tucked in, keep the chin tucked in, come back to centre, and then bring it back down. So 3 more of them. Making sure the big toes staying anchored if you're coming up onto the ball of the foot. You're really squeezing those shoulder blades together to get that opening across the front of the chest. Keeping the breath nice and steady. So you might exhale as you're coming up. Inhale as you're opening. Exhale as you close and come back down. And then give the shoulders a roll. Pedal the heels up and down, letting the hips move this time. Can tuck the toes under. And then stretch into the top of the foot. Right, we're going to come down to the floor. If you need your band balls, anything close by, please make sure that you've got them. If you can come down without using your hands, do that, but don't hurt yourself. Just let the body get settled into the floor. Allow it to arrange itself. Let the bones get comfortable. Then can we start to notice our alignment? So how is the skull sitting? The back of the neck nice and long, chin's not pointing up towards the ceiling. We want it pointing along the line of the body, but not cutting off the airway. Chest being open, shoulder blades coming down to the floor, arms out to the sides. Allowing the spine to be in its natural curve. with the ribs slightly tucked in. So doing the breath as though you're steaming up a mirror helps draw the ribs in. Pelvis into that neutral-ish position. Let's take our feet so that they are shoulder width apart, so slightly wider. And let's take our arms out in line with the shoulders. So we're going to do our spine rotation, but we're not going to include the arms to start with. You might want to add them in after a few times, but I want us to really notice the soles of the feet, the pelvis, the lower back, as we're coming into this twist. So starting to come over the soles of the feet, taking the knees to one side, we're drawing the tummy muscles in. We are anchored in the shoulder blades. As the knees are going over, pelvis starts to lift, starting to get a little bit of rotation through the lower back. And we pause there for an inhale. As we're exhaling, we're starting at the feet, rolling back onto the soles of the feet, pulling the knees up, bringing the pelvis back through centre, into the waist, pausing at the centre for an inhale. Exhale, start to roll over the feet, taking the knees over to the sides. Let the pelvis follow, let the waist follow, anchor the shoulder blades, especially if this side is the side that's tighter. You might notice as you take the knees from one side of the body, the other you're tighter on one side, so really anchor that shoulder blade, work with the range of movement, it's okay. On an exhale, let's start from the feet as we bring it back through the centre. Pause at the centre for your inhale. Exhale, rolling over the feet. Taking the knees over to the side, starting to come into that twist. The pelvis is following. We're anchoring the shoulder blades. On an exhale, come back to centre. Pausing at the centre for an inhale. Exhaling, taking the knees over, so rolling from the feet out onto the outside edges of the feet. Pausing at the end for the inhale. Exhale from the feet, rolling back to the centre. We're going to pause for our inhale at centre. If you wish to start to bring the arms in, bend the elbows as you bring the arms up. Keep the shoulder blades anchored into the floor. Then as the knees are going over, if you're going over to the right with me, bring the left arm down. And obviously if you're going to the left, bring your right arm down. Pausing at the end for the inhale, exhale coming back. So think slow and controlled. Pause for your inhale at centre. Exhale from the feet rolling over. Keep the bends in the elbows, you take the arm out wide. Pause for the inhale, exhale back to centre. Pausing for the inhale. Exhale, rolling over the feet. Taking the knees and the pelvis with you, twisting into the waist. Pausing for the inhale. Exhale, rolling over the feet back to centre. Pausing at the centre for the inhale. Exhale, last time over. Rolling over the feet. Pausing for the inhale. Exhale, float it back to centre. Let the arms float back down to the sides of the hips. If bringing the knees into the chest feels a comfortable place to have a release, you can bring that in. If it's full body stretch, do a full body stretch. If it's something else, do that. And let's bring the feet back down into the floor. Take a moment just to realign yourself, so pelvis in a neutral-ish position. This time we're going to bring the feet back in so that they're about hip width apart. Spine's in its natural curves, ribs are tucked in. chest is open, arms are down to the side. We're going to do our knee sliding out to the side and back in. We'll do about 4, then we'll add in the leg slide, then we'll add in the opposite arm, then we'll add in the leg lift. So working on the one side to start with. So rolling onto the pinky toe side of the foot as the knee comes out. Keep the pelvis anchored and then roll back in. And take the knee out to the side. So the other foot's anchoring into the floor to help stabilise the pelvis. So that we're opening up into this hip joint. And then when you come out this time even, slide the foot down to the end of the mat, then turn the toes so that they're pointing towards the ceiling, press the heel out, and then slide that leg all the way back in. So knee goes out to the side, slide on the pinky toe side of the foot, keep the leg long, point the toe away, then pull the toes back, pushing through the heel, then slide that leg all the way in. Knee going out to the side, slide along. So do notice how this feels in your knees. Don't force anything if it feels uncomfortable. Change the angle if you need to change the angle. Point the toe, flex the ankle, pull it all the way back in. Knee goes out to the side, slide it long, point the toe, flex, and back in. We're going to add the opposite arm in, so as the knee goes out, the arm comes up. Arm goes overhead as the leg goes long, point the toes, reach the finger, then flex the ankle. And if you've got the space at the side of you to pull the arm round at the sides, then pull it round at the side. If you don't, then bring the arm back the way it came. As you bring the leg back in. So knee going out, arm comes up, you slide it long. Point and reach, flex the ankle, come back to the centre. Knee goes out, arm comes up, go long, point and reach, flex the ankle, pull it all the way back. One more time before we add the leg lift in. Point and reach, flex the ankle, pull it back. So knee goes out, arm comes up, you can long point the toe. Keep the toe pointed as you lift that long leg up off the floor. At the top, flex the ankle, lower the leg back down, then pull the leg and the arm back to your start point. Knee out, arm up, you take it long. Point the toe, reach the fingers, lift that long leg, toes to the ceiling, flex the ankle, lower that long leg back down, and pull it all the way back to the centre. Knee out, arm up, go long, point the toe, reach the fingers, lift the leg, flex the ankle, lower the leg down, pull it all back. Take a moment here for a couple of breaths. Notice that side of the body that you've worked, the side of the body that hasn't been worked yet. That leg you were just working anchors into the floor, opposite knee comes out to the side. And then back in. For the knee drop, we're keeping the pelvis steady. Noticing does this leg move with more ease or less ease. And then on the next one, when you come out, slide that leg long, point the toe away, flex the ankle, pull it back, knee goes out, slide it long, point the toe, flex the ankle, pull it back, knee goes out, slide it long, toe pointed, ankle flex, pull it back in, knee out, leg long, toe pointy, ankle flex, pull it in, adding the arm in, the knee goes out, arm comes up, reach and long, reach through the fingers, point through the toes, flex that ankle, pull the arm and the leg back. Knee goes out, and long, toe pointed, ankle flexed, bring it round, knee goes out, long, point, flex the ankle, bring it round, let's add the leg lift in, so knee goes out, you go long, toe pointed, lift that leg, flex the ankle at the top, lower that leg, pull it all back to the start. Out and long, toe pointed, we lift, we flex, we lower, we pull it back, two more, out and long, and flex, no point the toe, lift the leg, then we flex, then we lower the leg, then we pull it back, and last one, knee out, long, toe pointed, lift the leg, flex the ankle, lower the leg, and pull all the way back. And then just giving the body whatever movement feels nice here. I'm going to just do a quick time check because I've lost track of time. Oh, I've still got a wee minute or two. Good, good. Right, let's come over into side lying with the bottom knee bent, top leg long. Just make sure you've got space that you can bring the leg forward and back. Just shimmy up my mat a wee bit. Your head rested either on a pillow or on your bottom arm. But we want to have ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, ear in a nice straight line. Top hand resting on the floor in front of you. Have your top leg lifted with the toe pointed away as though you're trying to really reach the leg long. That's going to help lengthen the waist. Now from here, can we lift the leg without letting the waist shorten? So it might be useful for you to bring your hand onto your hip. Can we lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower one more time. And then you might want to bring your hand back onto the floor in front of you. You're going to tap your foot forward and tap your foot back. So as the foot's going forward and back, we're trying to not let the pelvis follow it at the moment. We're trying to keep the pelvis nice and steady. We're keeping the ribs tucked in. Until we add the arm in. So the next time the leg's coming forward, can we take the arm behind? So let the shoulder go back, let the hip go forward. And then as the arm comes forward, we're taking the leg back. So reach the arm forward, reach the leg back, let the shoulder, let the chest move. Bring the leg forward, take the arm back, let the shoulder and hip follow. And then forward with the arm, back with the leg. One more time each way. And then bringing that back to centre. From here, you're going to gently roll yourself over onto your back and take yourself over to the other side. I am just going to spin round so that I'm still facing you. Bottom knee bent. Top leg long. Think ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, ear in alignment. You might want to bring your hand onto your pelvis. Point the toe long and kind of lift that leg up. And back down. And lift it up. And down. 2 more. And then bring your hands in front of you. You're going to tap the toe down in front and then out behind, keeping the pelvis as still as you can. And then as in the arm ins, with the legs coming forward, take the arm and shoulder back. As the leg goes back, bring the hand forward, reach, reach, reach. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And one more each way. And then letting the body settle. From here, just gently roll yourself back over onto your back. Lengthen both legs out with the toes pointed away. Take the arms overhead and reaching the body as long as you can. As you're inhaling, can you create as much distance between your fingers and toes as possible? And as you're exhaling, let the body soften. And then press through the soles of the feet, press through the palms. Inhale, look for that length. And exhale, let it go. Slide in one knee in, slide in the other knee in. Bringing the hands onto the shins, gently rocking from side to side. So if you can't reach your shins, onto the backs of the thighs or hold onto your trouser legs, whichever is most comfortable. And if having your knees in is not comfortable, keep your feet on the floor and rock from side to side there. Let's keep one knee in, bring the other foot to the floor. If your hands are on your shin, slide it into the back of the thigh and circle the ankle. A few circles in each direction. And then keep going with those ankle circles as we start to move the foot towards the ceiling. And then at the top, point in the toe, flexing the ankle. And point and flex. And then bring the ankle into a flex position. Bend this knee, ankle onto the opposite. The knee gently come out to the sides. This might be where you stay for the stretch. You might bring your bottom foot away from the floor, taking hold of the bottom thigh. If you've got your resistance band close by, you can put that around the bottom leg to help you hold it in place. And then from here, releasing that down. Switch to the other side, other leg in, circle of the ankle. Start to take those ankle circles to the ceiling. At the top, point and flex a few times. And then bring the ankle into a flex position, bend this knee, ankle onto the opposite knee out to the sides. And then bringing that bottom foot away from the floor. Gently rocking from side to side. And then let the weight settle. Release that down. Take your feet about shoulder width apart. Take the arms out to the sides. Let the knees go to one side. Turning your head away from the knees. So when you turn your head, try and not roll on the neck. Try and turn the skulls while you're sliding on your hair, or lift your skull slightly and then rotate. So you're looking away from the knees. Hand that you're looking towards. Bending that elbow, picking that hand up, bringing the arm up and over. And then either back the way you came or around the top of the head. And if that felt nice, do that another couple of times. And then once you come back out wide, bring the head to the centre, bring the knees to the centre. Take the knees over to the other side. Turning the head away from the knees. Breathing into that available space in the rib cage. Then that hand that you're looking towards, slight bend in the elbow, picking the hand up, bringing it up and over. Either back the way you came or around the top of the head. And again, if that felt good, repeat that another couple of times. And then once you come back out wide from here, gently bring yourself up and over. We're going to come into cat and cow position. So Sheila, for you being on your hands and knees today might not feel okay with that. If there's any sinusy stuff going on, so sitting upright is a nice alternative. And if your wrists or knees are not happy being on your hands and knees, then in a seated position. Send the breastbone back, send the breastbone forward, looking to get this movement in the spine. When you're at your end point, can you take a nice deep breath in? So you're getting that internal stretch, and then as you're exhaling, moving through. Inhaling at the end point. And any other twists and turns that feel nice as you're doing this. Any shoulder, hip rolls, any rib rolls. And then bringing it to centre. So if you're on your hands and knees, walk your hands round to the side to come into side bends. If you're seated, reach the hand up, take the lean over. Breathe in to the side of the body. As you're breathing out, let's bring it through the centre, go to the other side. Bring it back to centre. From here, coming into our hip flexor stretch. Go onto our knees and stepping one foot forward. If being on your knees is not happy for your knees, you might come up and do this in a standing position. Can we tuck the tailbone under, tuck the ribs in? Knee that's on the ground, and to that side reaches up to the ceiling. And then maybe a lean over to the side if that feels good. Bringing that back to the centre, letting the arm float down, switch to the other side. Get the balance. Tailbone tucked, ribs tucked in. Bring the arm up. Lean over to the side if that feels good. Bringing that back, take the hands to either side of that front foot. Step the back foot in. Bring the feet to about hip width apart. Relax the neck, the arms, the shoulders. Find those tripod points on your feet. Take an inhale. As you're exhaling, strong through the arches. Strong through the legs as you slowly roll up. Stacking your spine nice and tall. Take the arms up overhead, reaching up. As you're exhaling, bringing the arms down. Rolling out the shoulders. And that is you done. Thank you very much for joining me. If you are on the recording and have any questions, please do reach out.